are not needed features, and then anything that's left that's not circled or not crossed out, we'll just consider to be a nice to have. So something that's good but, isn't absolutely necessary for you, but also isn't a not needed feature. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you want me to circle the things that I like the most, put a line through the things that I don't like, and then leave the blank, the things that
so circle
don't
the things that are like must-haves, and then cross out the things that are not needed for this credit card, and then anything else that's left is just sort of a nice to have.
Okay. I'm just going to circle. Okay.
Okay. Great. All right. So first of all, was there anything on this list that surprised and excited you that you weren't expecting to see here?
I like the first one, the 3% cash back on the two categories where you spend the most. So that I don't recall having a card with that feature. So and I like that option. I mean, it does kind of track what you're spending, but most cards do that anyway. So that I do like.
And that was a surprise to you?
Yeah, I don't recall seeing that anywhere. I mean, it might be out there. I just don't recall it. I like the unlimited cashback match. I do know Discover only allows $75, I think, per whatever, they run those specials 4 times a year. So you're only allowed to max out at $75 for the 5% or whatever. So I like the unlimited match there. I do like that you could choose categories for higher percentage back.
Was that a surprise to you too?
Yeah, I've never seen that before. I've never been given that option. Again, I don't know if it exists, but I've never paid attention to that. I've never seen that. I do like the 3% cash back on car-related expenses. One thing I didn't mention before with the GMC card, because we had a warranty on the truck and we, would take it there for oil changes and stuff, whenever we use the GMC card at the dealer, we do get percentage of points back, a higher percentage. So that card I do like because it's geared for, the car dealer is expensive to use for work. So if I can get, a bigger percentage back, that's good. I do like the double rewards on road trip expenses because we are a driving family. So that would definitely, benefit us. The contact way to pay, I know it's out there. Not too savvy with it, but that's good. The favorite music subscription, that doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, we've had it in the car before. That's not, I know that's pretty common. It's not a big thing for me. The Do Better for the Planet, that's, you know, we don't really shop at those brands specifically, so it's kind of irrelevant for me. The Refer a Friend, I mean, I guess that's a nice perk to have. It's just not, I see it quite a bit. I've never used it. I know I kind of think it's annoying, but that's not, you know, that's not important. And I mean, I guess support environmental sustainability. That's good. Without me thinking about it, that's good to know it's just there. But again, it doesn't really. I do like the roadside dispatch. Can't go wrong with having that feature. And then redeeming your rewards on your terms really doesn't apply. You know, I really don't think too much about it. That's not a big thing for me.
Okay. Okay. So thinking about the description of the card and the potential features that you see here on the screen, how likely would you be to apply for this card if it had the features that you like the most? So 1, not at all likely, 10, very likely.
Very likely, 10.
Okay. And why do you say that?
Because I feel I could benefit from this card, given everything that I've seen.
Okay. Is there anything missing from this list of features? Anything that you would add to it?
Nothing that I can think of offhand.
Okay. All right. So I want to go back to a couple of them, actually. So the last one that you talked about, or one of the last ones that you talked about that you crossed out was your favorite music subscription on us. If you could have this benefit for any subscription service, not necessarily music, not necessarily connected to road trips, which subscription service would you choose?
Any subscription?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Netflix. I don't know, Hulu. Yeah, it doesn't have to be music. It could be any streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say anything that related to your TV that you watch in the house. So any one of those. Even a cable subscription. Cable is so dang expensive lately. So that wouldn't be a bad thing as well.
Okay. Okay. And then I want to go back to another one that you circled here. Number 3, earn 3% cash back on 2 categories of your choice, such as fuel purchases, travel, convenience store purchases, groceries, and dining. Which of those categories are most appealing to you?
Fuel and groceries.
Fuel and groceries. Okay. What if this card offered 3% cash back on groceries and dining? So in this case, you wouldn't choose the 2 categories. The 2 categories would just be groceries and dining for 3% cash back. How, if at all, would that change your feelings on this card?
And you would eliminate the fuel?
Right. So instead of telling you you have a choice of 2, it would just tell you groceries and dining have 3% cash back.
I would still, I'd give it a 9. Maybe go down a little bit, but I would still use it.
Okay.
Because everything else is still there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Except for the 2K. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then what if the card offered 3% cash back on dining and travel? So now the two categories are chosen for you and they're dining and travel. How would that change your feelings about this feature, if at all?
It would probably drop a little bit in ratings to maybe a 7 or 8, but I would still probably get it, but this would probably be the card that I would use when we were going out to eat, which we do quite a bit, and then if we were traveling. So I would I would make a point to use this card more during those experiences.
Okay. All right. And then for number 12, redeem your rewards on your terms, you said that wasn't necessarily something you paid very much attention to, but, you know, if you were thinking about redeeming your rewards or even thinking about the way you redeem your rewards on your current cards, do you do that on a daily basis or a monthly basis or a quarterly basis or anything?
No, I don't actually. I probably do it maybe, it's kind of weird. I kind of do it as like a treat. I let the points build up and accumulate, and then if we are going out of town, and I'll put it towards, you know, if we get an upgrade in the room, or if we do like a tour or something. So it would be something that out of the ordinary that we don't use. I try to. I mean, in the past we've been, I have used it, you know, if we had a big expense that month and, you know, it helped to, you know, pay the card off. So, but usually I try to just accumulate them and keep them for like a treat.
Okay. All right. And then if you could accumulate your cash back and rewards for at least 3 months and get an additional 10% bonus, would you select quarterly redemption if you had this card?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay. All right. So then what types of purchases would you use this card for?
I would probably use it for everyday purchases, gas. I even use the Discover, and I would probably use this as well if, like our cell phone bill and our cable bill doesn't charge a fee if we use our credit card. I know our utilities does, so I use the checking account for that. But reoccurring bills, like my son's braces and stuff, I know they don't charge a fee for using a card, so I'll use that to rack up as many points as I can.
Okay. All right. And then how would your use of your other credit cards change if you also had this card?
I wouldn't use them as much. I'd probably just use this card.
Okay. Which of your cards do you think this card would be most likely to replace?
Probably Discover.
Okay. And do you think it would replace it 100%, or do you think you would still use the Discover for some things?
I think it would probably replace it 100%.
Okay. All right. And of the features that you circled here, which are the most important to you? So if you had to limit that list to, you know, just a couple of these features, which are the most important here to you?
Number 2, probably number 1. 1 and 2, I like 3. No, I like 5. So probably the first 5.
Okay. All right. And so on a 1 to 10 scale where 1 is not at all likely and 10 is very likely, if you had this card, how likely would you be to use it more than any other credit card that you have?
10.
Okay. All right. So now that you've seen the card description that you saw on the previous page and the features on this page, let's talk about fuel rewards. So as a reminder, the card currently offers 25 cents off per gallon for the first 30 days and 10 cents off on every fuel purchase after that. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is not at all interested and 10 is very interested, how interested would you be in paying an annual fee for this card if you could get more cents off per gallon? So for example, a $49 annual fee may offer 25 cents off per gallon for the first 30 days and then 15 to 20 cents off on every fuel purchase after that.
0. I don't like annual fees.
Okay.
I don't pick cards with annual fees.
Okay. And then how would your interest in this card change if you could get cash back on fuel purchases instead of cents off per gallon? Would you be more interested, less interested, or would it have no impact on your interest?
It would have no impact. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then how would your interest in this card change if you could choose your redemption offer on fuel purchases? So instead of getting fuel rewards, you could choose other travel rewards like airline miles. Would you be more interested, less interested, or would it have no impact?
Probably no impact.
Okay. All right. And so now that you've seen the card concept and features, which fuel brands would you expect to offer a card like this?
The big box companies, I guess you would say, the bigger brands. Shell, BP, Speedway, Amoco.
Okay. All right. And what do you think about Shell offering it?
It would fit. It's fitting.
Okay. If Shell offered it, would that make you more likely, less likely, or about the same likelihood to sign up for the card?
Yeah, I would be. Now, this would be exclusive for just Shell or any gas
This would
station?
be a card offered by Shell.
Okay, there is a Shell by me, yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely be interested.
Okay. And what if BP were to offer it? What do you think about that?
Definitely, yes.
Definitely you would be more
Interested.
likely?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And I just have a few more questions now before we wrap up. So what if this card offered a 0% introductory APR on balance transfers for 12 months? Would that make you more likely, less likely, or have no impact in considering applying for it?
I like that option. I try not to carry that much, but yeah, I do like that option. So yeah.
Okay. And then what if this card offered an automatic credit line increase after 6 months of on-time payment? Would that make you more likely to consider it, less likely, or would it have no impact?
Really wouldn't have any impact. I mean, it's not a bad feature. It wouldn't make or break it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that was all the questions that I have for you. today. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about any of the ideas that we discussed, or do you have any questions for me or anything?
No, that was pretty easy. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it and appreciate your honest opinions here. And you have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.